intelligence and the level of commitment to the race, and it's a huge difference in quality. But it's going to be a great day here today. Air temperature at the moment, not too high, but with a blue sky outside our window, it's just going to get warmer and warmer through the day. Wind speed negligible. Come around to the north now, which means that they finish with a tailwind, and it's just beautiful here today, isn't it, Stefan?
It is, exactly.
And here's the course they'll be going around today. Different number of laps for different classes, obviously, but the basic course remains the same. We start by the Roman Bridge, head down to the modern bridge, round the turn, back down past the start, under Roman Bridge, down to the narrow section of the river, clockwise turn, and straight back past the start. That's lap one. The green line shows all the subsequent laps, back to the start, down to the bottom turn again, clockwise turn, and now it's back to the portage, get to the islands and turn left, over the portage and back in. And the red line, the final lap for every class, is round the top turn and straight back to finish in front of us at the island. So this is the state of play at the World and European Championships so far. Zanet Lakatos, who's had a massively successful year this year in the sprint circuit, she's the world champion. And from Pontevedra last year, Catherine Duer, not competing here this year, Stefan. In fact, most of the competitors this year are new to us. Just a couple that we've seen before. Ludmila Bабак, obviously, who we saw in the short race as well, but all new.
All new. There is the start list, and it's Ludmila Babak, who had a bronze medal last year in Brandenburg, who also won the short race quite comfortably the other day here in Ponte Ді Ліма. I think she's the one that will take most of the initiatives out there, but
you've got two Hungarians as well in this sport, and there's Ludmila Bабak. Maybe she's the one in this race who can challenge that dominance. Second in the short course, behind Bабak, who lines up next to her in the yellow boat with a blue shirt. And away they go. Bабak so fast off the start. In the short race, she was already ahead by the time they got to the first turn.
It seems like she wants to do the same here. Heading for her 19-kilometer long race now.
So Babak in shot there. Nice aerial shot. Shows Babak leading from the Hungarians on the left of the shot there. We've got Babak in the lead yellow boat.
Very nice technique. You can see we will be able to study her technique quite many times, I think, during this race.
Two Spaniards in shot now, and just moving across through the back of the shot there was Maja Jadek. So away they go on the start. Babak second from the right, immediately into a lead. But in these boats, Stefan, a lead with clear water is a little bit of an advantage in some ways. Steering isn't easy in the rough water, so to get ahead and to do your own thing is probably a significant target for some of these girls.
Absolutely. And the conditions on the water here today is absolutely perfect for this kind of race.
So Babak, although she's got a few lengths lead there, it's not as clear as it was in the short race where she just moved ahead and kept moving ahead. I think we could see a few changes later on in the race, but for now, it's Ludmila Babak heading up for the first turn. You can see with a underdeveloped or young class, the spread is quite big. We watched the under-23 men's yesterday, and although there weren't many numerically in the race, the quality was high and the field was very compressed. So, Ollie Harding's website, if you look up Ollie Picks, as in Olympics without the M. Then you'll find all his photos from this event. And if he sells twice as many photos as normal, he has to buy me dinner. And Jim dinner, obviously, because Jim gave me his business card. So around the bottom turn for the final time, it's Ludmili Babak. Looking back down the course. That's not someone closing her down, that's a lapped athlete. That was Ana Quintão from Portugal, and there's Babak's closest chaser. It's going to be some 2 minutes 45 behind, and that is from Hungary, Krzysztof Miskolci. And there's their commander just about to jump into the river on his horse. So if anyone out there is into their bridge building, I would like to know how the Romans put the bricks that are underwater in. How do they start building a bridge? How does that work? I know I'm exposing my own ignorance there. There must be a simple way of doing it. But how do you build a bridge so secure that it lasts 2,000 years on a flowing river? You send down one slave with one brick, make him put it down, and whether the slave comes up or not, it doesn't really matter. Does he just have to hold the brick down until the concrete's set around it? Or lay on top of it, sacrifice yourself on top of the brick you've taken down. And then you wash away the slave and put the next brick down. I think that's how it's done. I think that is that's the official way of building bridges in Roman times. That's not my information, that's what I've been told. So here we go, the final portage for Ludmili Babak. Emptying her boat out for the last time, running as well on the last portage as she did on the first. Little nod of approval from the blues and yellows there as she goes through. Blues and yellows, of course, the officials, who make sure everything's done as it should be. Taking her drink bag out of my knee block there. Round the bridge turn and back. And her day's work is over. Meanwhile, back down the course, I think she's actually lapped faster than Babak on the final lap. So it just turned out the race wasn't long enough for Jennifer Cassell. Another 32 laps and she would have had it. So there's Babak, there's the finish line. Cassell making her way up there for her final top turn. And right in the centre of your screen there, you can see the little white drone. Just lie alongside Babak, I guess. So Babak looking at her last 40 strokes or so. There's the drone shot. That's a great shot.
Fantastic. The drone pilot is quite skillful doing that.
So just a few more seconds now till Babak enters the finish funnel.
Still this wonderful technique.
Game over.
Gold medal to Ukraine by Ludmili Babak.
Despite a significant lead, looks like it was quite a hard day's work. Time of 1 hour 48, quicker than last year. Last year's winner. So this will be a step on the way to the World Championships in Pietermaritzburg later this year.
A medalhada de ouro e campeã da Europa em seu sénior feminino da Ucrânia, Ludmila Babak. Minhas senhoras e meus senhores, vamos escutar o hino nacional da Ucrânia.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the national anthem of Ukraine?
Muitos parabéns às medalhadas do Campeonato da Europa de Maratona 2017. Parabéns, minhas senhoras.
Congratulations, ladies, and well done.